Yes, just checking in and chiming in. Interesting. Would like to do videos, but it's just time and just room on my phone where I can't really do that right now. So I'm just chiming in with all of you cats. Um, Very interesting stuff happened in the last week or so. That Ashley Gone, Ashley Gonzalez. It's funny. When I saw her do that, I was so glad it was exposed, but it's not like the first time that we caught these race soldiers' hand in the cookie jar like that, or just throwing up. Look at all the text messages that were sent to these, back and forth between a lot of these racist cops, too, that have happened. So for me, I'm glad that she got fired, and hopefully she will never serve again. But what I'm not happy about is the fact that there's a lot more just like her. And shouts to the whoever, her friend. I would say a real friend, right? That real friend recorded and did us a favor by exposing who she was, right? I'm glad. I'm so glad. Yeah, pig out Ofays like that need to be like seriously like, yeah, she needs to be exposed, and she does not need to be serving as a police officer. It's one thing when you're just saying stuff which is still toxic, all kinds of racial stuff, but then you're admitting to actually discriminating against people with that badge of yours. She felt comfortable saying that. I'm wondering who all the other people were, aside from the one that recorded her, which I'm glad that they did. Who were all the other fellow, PGOTs that were in on that chat with her? Some people felt comfortable, and it's funny. She, yeah, she's a total trope doper. She just, the trope dopers do that. They revel in the racism. They think it's such a great thing to say things like the N word and insult the blacks. She felt such a relief because she has a freaking addiction. Trope dopers are, that's what trope doping is. It's just, it's racism. They're addicted to it. They're addicted to their BS. Total trope dope fiend. That's what she is. She felt that release. And my thing is this: good that you fired her, but I want to know what she did on every black person that she got arrested. Those cases need to be opened up. That's like the first thing that I thought. I didn't think the battle was over after they exposed her. I was like, okay, let's go back over her cases, and hopefully she can be prosecuted for discriminatory type stuff and get a hate crime because of the way that she functioned with her own friggin' badge. What's up, CEO? I hope everything is great. Yeah, that's the fun. That's what I'm thinking about, to be honest. You know, shouts to that person that sent that video in. I really appreciate that. You know, there's a few people that had some choice words, and shouts to those Latin cats that are not down with her, and they see it as sort of a, a a signal to call a lot of their people out that are doing that on racism. There's a few people that, the stride. I'm sorry. Is that Cap? What's up, Cap? Long time ago. Sorry, long time no see, man. I hope everything is well, brother. Good to see you, man. Brother Cap. Man, you and Black Magic are probably the only people that I've seen on here. I hope Brother Danubian's okay. I haven't heard from him in a while. Man, I hope he's okay. Um, but there's a few people that was in support of her, and they're trying to play victim as if we did. No, here's the thing. People act like black Americans are not supposed to say anything when we're disrespected. No, that's not going to happen. We're not doing that. Especially now. When people will talk about like I'm not my ancestors, I don't use that anymore because our ancestors fought a lot for us and they fought more than people give them credit for. And seriously, no. We don't have to take that kind of disrespect. And she should be. I'm glad that Quanell and um I forgot Matthews. Yeah, I'm glad that they I think that's her last name, the activist that have been. I'm glad that they actually went down there and made sure that she got fired. The whole community. And you have some of these cats that are standing with her? Really? Free speech. It's funny, people always say free speech when it's anti-black and racism. They always try to justify that. But if anything else, they don't want to say anything. The fact that, like, the thing is, you can say whatever you want, but the thing is, it's the consequences, you know? People are not going to take disrespect like that. It's not cool. Oh, I know who the Buffalo Soldiers are. I definitely know who they are. Um, but the thing is, no one's going to take that kind of disrespect, man. And the fact that she did that in a badge and she admitted to discriminating against black people, saying the N word and all that, you're siding with a freaking devil. And you're going to co sign that? Yet, they don't understand. Some of these cats don't understand how that backfires on them. They have the illusion as if like they're above us in that regard, those that do that. Not all of them do that because I have a lot of cool friends that from the community that don't co-sign I mean, sorry, that don't co-sign that, you know. So my thing is this: if you're being paid by tax dollars to serve, but yet you admit that you discriminate against people because they're black using the N-word and all that, like, I've seen stuff like that happen. I know how that is, man. And I know how it is to be harassed that way by law. That ain't cool. I don't co-sign that and I won't. Yeah, so that's where we're coming from. We had some guy talking about, well, he didn't have to adhere to black or white standards, but yet you're pretty much adhering to white supremacist standards by doing that, by co-signing stuff like that. And it's nothing new. Nothing new at all. Nothing new at all because it's the same thing. It's the same anti-black racism. And I don't care what caste and what kind of racial caste system you are in. This particular cat, I won't even mention his name, but he tried to do that thing as if he was like not playing any racial politics, but yet parroting a lot of white supremacist type stuff. To me, I mean, for us that are not in that position, it's still some buffer stuff. It's just that you're just doing your own version of it. That's, been going on like that, you know? So yeah. Yeah, we no more disrespect. That's where we're coming from. Yeah. We don't do that. And we don't have to accept it either. And I give a lot of shouts to those people that actually, you know, don't co-sign that. I have Latin friends that don't co-sign stuff like that at all. And but I'm glad also that a lot of brothers and sisters are saying, nope, we got to make sure that this will not happen again. And each time something like this happens, we're gonna say something, and it's nothing wrong with saying something at all. Cap, are you still here? Long time no see. Yeah, to, gone are the days of we're trying to just we don't accept trope doping, man. Trope doping is pathetic. Trope doping is basically the things that trope doping, we don't do that. We're all about reality, not trope doping. All anti-black racists are trope dopers. I'm not discussing Israel right now. That's not the subject matter of what I'm talking about. I'm not, I mean, people know my views on that, and I'm not talking about that right now. My thing is this, dude. People are always talking about free speech only when it comes to disrespecting us. But yet, you had something happen to one of theirs, and then they get all angry when people don't either say anything, or people have the same energy that they had against ours when ours were taken, or were being hit, unalived. I you talk, we can understand what you mean, and I don't know what you are, but as far as black people, we've been fighting for the same thing that you're talking about ever since we've been here. That's always been something. uh, we've always struggled with authoritarianism here in this country when it comes to our story, because it didn't go in our favor a lot of ways, and we're still fighting. We fought so much, we've fought for everybody else, and then everybody else kind of turns around and just kind of like snubs us, you know. I don't believe in. I mean, it's funny. People always talk about free speech, but yet you want to talk about free speech. But what about all the stuff that they've been doing, especially the foundational Black Americans, banning our history, tearing down monuments to our achievements, going even as far as like the Heritage Foundation going across the seas to tear down Black American monuments over in Europe that they gave us. That ain't free speech. That's what, man. All anti-black racists are basically hypocrites to me. They're not. They're nobody legit. They're illegitimate, and with the emphasis on ill. Yeah, it's not. I mean, if you're a foundational Black American, aka original Black American, Solon, American descendant of freedmen, you already know what the gig is. We've been going through it. It ain't new to us. We're just always in constant state of just like navigating ourselves through whatever comes our way. We've been like that. That's right, Cap. Exactly. Well, I can't speak for the American government because I don't represent them. We represent ourselves as foundational Black America because basically, yeah, and those that know, they know what I'm talking about. We have to evaluate and try to just rock for ourselves and just get ourselves together, you know. And this is not hate against anybody else, but no one understands us but us when it comes to just like our own plight and our own history. People would literally disrespect us. That's what she did. That's what that Ashley character did, talking against slavery and mocking us and all that, saying that we're all thieves. Really stupid. That's trope dope BS, man. And she's not the only one that does that. You got dumb idiots like Chud the Builder going around antagonizing black people. They always talk about how violent we are, but yet they go around antagonizing us, and we're not doing anything, and they know that they have the system on their side. People like Isabella Mooney, whatever the hell her name is, that hag, talking about chimps and all that. Dude, black people don't look anything like chimps. That's the stupidest thing ever. It's like, do you actually look at monkeys and chimps close up? They don't even have the same skin tone as black people or the same hair texture. That is just stupid. I mean, dude, and just trope doping. That's all that stuff is, man. It's ridiculous, man. And we've been more than fed up with it. Black people are just like we're just, that's why we're delineating right now. I'm one of those people that a lot of FBA cats don't probably agree with me on this. I believe in global blackness, but I also believe that we all have a distinct, unique thing about us. I mean, but the thing is, everybody else can be unique as they've been, but we can't. It's like, nah, you're just black and that's it. Yeah, we are black. We have championed blackness. But yes, with that blackness, we've created a culture that has gone global. I don't care what anybody says. We've done a lot. We've created a lot. And people are always trying to punch down on us. Then try to victim shame us while doing it. Then anger shame us for us speaking out. Shame, 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 shame. No more. We don't care. We don't have a cage. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Again, I don't know what you are, but you don't seem like you're us. We don't belong in, we don't have cages. Keep that, if you are an anti-black racist, dude, you can keep that somewhere else. That's just trope dope BS, bro. It's old, it's moded and just ridiculous at this point. There's no fucking cage. We're gonna be who we are, man. And we're gonna create as we've been doing too. They always project. That's the thing, man. And that's what we're doing right now. We're just basically like, people, they urge us to do all this. It's like, no, we're just chilling. It's not like I'm one of those people, like, I don't revel in anybody getting hurt. But I understand, like, why a lot of us are kind of sitting out, because we're working on ourselves. Not to say that we haven't, but more so in this day and age, we definitely are. We're working on ourselves and just seeing what we could do, you know, wherever we are. Yeah. So for us, that's what we are. We build. That's the only thing. Cap, you know what I'm talking about, and you're a vet too, so you know what I'm talking about. Mr. Mystery, you and I don't have anything in common. The fact that I call out racism and you're trying to gaslight me is proof that you're a white supremacist and that you are not anti-racist. You try to come off as an angel, but I've seen people like you before. You guys are devils. You are a devil. Yeah, it's not a rant, it's for real. And this conversation is for not for you. You're the one that came here. I didn't come for you. You came to basically cause division. I'm speaking about a reality that we are going through, and you want to cause willful ignorance, and you always want to project, as Cap said, project and deflect. People that know me know where I'm coming from. You just come here to just cause confusion, and I'm not having it. I could care less what you think. You can kick rocks. Go somewhere else. You came here, I didn't come for you. Nothing you say means anything to me because you come in bad faith. I know what I'm talking about. I don't even speak as anyone as the enemy. I know who my enemy is. The enemy is an evil spirit. But at the same time, if somebody's launching things against us, I'm going to say what it is. You come off as if you're trying to be some kind of unifier and you're not. You're basically just saying to us, shut up. And you want to talk about all this free speech, but yet you want to talk against my free speech. Go somewhere else with that, man. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn about what you're saying. You don't believe in unity. You believe in black silence. And you believe my thing is just a rant. Yeah, I'm very anti-racist. I'm anti everything that you represent right now. You are a racist. That's why you're doing what you're doing. Funky, the thing is, whatever cave you're talking about, I don't know what you're talking about. And again, I don't know who you are. You know, those that know me, they know what I represent. You know. But getting back to Ashley, who we were talking about, I really hope they look into her cases. That's my thing because I know how that is. I know what that's like, and it's just not cool. Any kind of aggression from any kind of law enforcement like that makes them look bad, and that's why a lot of people from the community do not trust cats like that. This is not just her. It happens a lot more than people even realize. It's not good, man. It makes paranoia. I know people personally, and I've had personal experiences with that. That's what I'm talking about. You know, like yeah. So that's my opinions. My opinions and then the apology. Yeah, it wasn't apology at all. I hope that she does get help, but the thing is, I'm not even focused on that. Her alleged apology, which wasn't really an apology, with all if you watch that, all of us know. We know all the words and all that, if we felt like it. Nah, if I hurt your feelings, if what about all those people that you said that you arrested and basically like went after them because of their race? That's how I feel. Yeah, Cap. I was gonna ask you about that because I know you're in the military, and I have military friends too. Trust me, I have military friends, and I know they won't. I can tell you they're not happy about that. But at the same time, we got to make sure that even that, because she said that, hey, it makes me feel. We got to make sure that those cats are not like they need to have accountability within that too. We got to make sure all areas of activity have accountability when it comes to stuff like that, because these people are the people that we're quote unquote are supposed to have dependence on in that regard. But when it's reversed as far as racially, because it's been that, and firsthand, that creates a lot of mistrust, man. It really does. You know. Yeah. I guess I'm getting a bunch of messages that are held in review. Okay. Yeah. But you know what, Cap? There's long as the Marines and even people in law enforcement stand against that, we need to see more people standing against that because there's a lot more than her, as you know. There needs to be more standing against that. That's where I'm coming from. I don't know what kind of darkness you're talking about, dude. Whatever. I'm not in darkness at all. I'm led by the Most High to do what I do. And the Most High has a lot of light. It's those that basically try to thwart that light that are in the darkness. So yeah, that's where I'm coming from. I don't have time to do like videos on a lot of this stuff. I'm sure there's a lot of things that I could say more precise in the video, but I'm like, well, heck, I'm just putting my opinion out there, and my concern. I just want to see a system of justice like Neely Fuller talks about, you know, for those that are familiar with him. That's what I want to see. And I want to see people like her out of law enforcement. We don't need any race soldiers. We need real police officers, you know. And there are some there. I know. I know a few. But the thing is, what she displayed, she seemed too comfortable because unfortunately there is a culture there that is being practiced on, which is not good. Hopefully, hopefully, this will get any kind of corruption out. People need to take this stuff seriously. Black people have been talking about this for a long time. And we're going to keep talking about it until it's out because there's been so much of it, too much of it, and it needs to be done away with. For all those so-called Christians that talk about, they think about heaven as being the sweet by and by, but they don't realize that their own prayer says, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day thy daily bread, and forgive our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory for ever and ever. Amen. But remember, on earth as it is in heaven. So whenever we speak against injustice, we're trying to make things heavenly, not devilish. What she did was awful. What she did was devilish, and it should be always spoken against. Anyone that opposes what I'm saying right now, you know what side you're on. You're not on the side of the Most High. I don't listen to trolls, dude. So yeah, you're not on the side of the Most High at all. And outside of the Most High, you know what that is. Anything outside of the Most High. The Most High is a consumer in fire. I'll just say that. And anything outside of the Most High, and compared to him, you know what goes down. Hey, if I can't stand up to the Most High and the Most High opposes even like the slightest thing against him, what makes you think that you're going to stand, you know, in comparison to the Most High, especially if you peddle things that are injustice? Hey, that's why I have to go towards the Most High because only God can help us. And even me being human, I know that I'm not perfect, but hey, I know that God predestined things that should be that are not going on, and I'm going to call that out. So yeah, that's where I'm coming from, in case none of you guys knew that. And I have no problem calling out racism because for me, racism is satanic. It's the devil. It's a devil. It's a devilish thing. And anyone that could like comes from that and is in cahoots with that is an imp simp. You simp for the devil. You simp for demons. I don't know where you're coming from, Funky. I don't know what Jesus you're talking about. I think you have a. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna let you can say that, but I'll just say this: Yeshua was from Palestine, and there are many of my fellow Orthodox Christians over there that are being persecuted. So, no, I don't. I think you're wrong. Oh yeah, no, I don't think he would. I don't think he would be siding with. Okay, I read your message wrong. I'm sorry. No, I don't think he would be siding with either one of them, to be honest, and that's my opinion. I don't think he would side with either one of them. But at the same time, injustice. I mean, that's a different subject. I have my opinions about it. Some of you guys know what that is. Some of you guys don't. I'm not talking about that right now. I don't like genocide at all. I don't support none of that. But as I said before, let's not get off the subject. I'm specific. You know, if you know Christ, you know He doesn't support that. So I don't know why you're asking me that. But yeah, I agree with you. He wouldn't be siding with neither one of them. I don't roll with that. And for me, I'm no monk, I'm no priest, I'm no pastor, I'm nothing. I'm just, a person that's learning to walk the way of the Most High, and asking God to draw me. But I do know this: Christ is about peace, peace, and His Spirit is about peace. The Holy Spirit is not a spirit that creates things like, war and genocide like that. People got that wrong. Our spirit, our battle is spiritually. But within that, it doesn't mean that we just hope for the sweet by and by and just pretend like things are not going on. No, God makes us face everything. I learned that from, the Desert Fathers, but I also learned it from like just, yeah, I learned that from a lot of my spiritual, teachings and stuff. But even like looking back at my Black American ancestry or Black American lineage, a lot of brothers and sisters, they had to face what they faced, and they faced it with the guidance of the Most High. And those are our ancestors. So anyone saying anything against my Black American lineage and ancestry, I don't have anything for them. I'm just like, yo, those people were prayer warriors. They were, man, there's so much to say. And Cap, if anyone knows history, they know that instead of the trope dope version of it, I don't like trope dopers. Trope dopers need to get off their drugs, man. And racism is the hell of a drug. So yeah, I don't know who you are, Funky, but the thing is, what I'm talking about right now is Ashley, and how she and everything that she did should be looked at, should be investigated because of her racial bias that she actually admitted to. She admitted to, and it was a lust for her to say what she did. That's trope doping at its finest, but that's also trope doping gone wrong, even though trope doping is wrong anyway. So yeah, man, Cap, I'm so glad that you came on. I miss you guys. I miss you. I miss brother Danubian. I miss my Hebrew Israelite sister. I always forget her name. And Black Magic. I need to actually give her a call. She she's actually a friend that I've known for even longer than I've been doing YouTube. Like we know each other as homies. That's my friend. Um, Who do I still talk to? Xander, occasionally I'll see him on Facebook. I need to check in with him. But yeah, keep your head up, brother. Seriously. May the Most High guide us all. And I'm not gonna say that I don't get angry, and I won't be shamed from my anger either, because I don't think that certain things are right, and it's nothing wrong with being angry about that. It's what you do in that anger. And I have no problem expressing that here. I'm sick of freaking people anger shaming black people, especially black Americans. We don't accept that anymore. We won't do victim shaming, we don't do anger shaming, we don't do gaslighting. That can all go to hell as far as I'm concerned. Kick rocks with all that if anybody comes to me with that. And I'm not the only one that thinks like this. And if it's dangerous, that's on you. Anyways, so yeah, you'll see me when you see me. And the thing is, dude, it's like, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it. But I want justice. I want all of her cases looked at. I want anyone that I want anyone that's done what she does, done what she's doing, looked at for such, It's so sad. I found out about the Latin cat that was lynched, and I don't believe it was suicide. Oops, I'm sorry. I'm unaliving or self-unaliving. I believe, it was allegedly, it's suspect. I'll just say that. But it's a trip. I mean, I remember there's a case, I think it was back in the 40s maybe, where someone from that community was blamed, but they gotten the status of being labeled YT. So the courts flipped it on him and saying, hey, we were judging you as, you're judged by your peers because of that. Talk about something cold. That's why it's like, hey, cats got to watch what they want in that regard. It's a sad case. I don't remember the case right off, but it kind of reminds me of even like just all this stuff. It's like, do you really want that proximity? Because like there's that one YT lady that said cats will still think the same way about you no matter what, no matter how far you try to get or close you try to get to us. And it's sad, man. Like, just, I mean, man, it's just like that I found out that like right after she was exposed, and it's like, dude, are you serious? Do you really think that you could roll like that here? And then this happens, and I really hope, just like I want the cases of our brothers and sisters solved, and I want justice in that. I want the same justice for that dude. It's just wrong, man. I don't. I have to pray, but I have to act too. So it's like, yeah. Anyways, man, I appreciate this. I appreciate you, Cap, and yeah, yeah, man. And it's sad. Yeah, the injustice will man, that stuff's got to go. It's got to go. And I'm glad. And here's the thing. It's funny, that whole incident in Florida where these guys that were looking to be some kind of law agency, that school in Florida, and some of those guys were associated with Turning Point, which is another ridiculous organization. Like, expose all of that. I don't want any of those clowns to serve in any form of power. And some of those guys were trying to be all into like being lawyers and stuff, or judges. Dude, that's what we've had to deal with. None of that should be happening, man. Anyone that does something like that should automatically be disqualified, because you're putting people's lives in hands. I don't give a care about free speech when it comes to that. You're putting people's lives in hand when it comes to basically doing things like that, man. No, we don't accept that. All of those people in that, I think it was in Florida, right? You know, I did some kind of other post on that, like in my stories on my other page. All of them should be exposed and expulsed. I mean, expelled, my bad. And they shouldn't even be able to like get any kind of law degree. Anyone that does that, and especially with people like this Ashley character with her fake apology, black people, we already knew, dude. We don't. Your apology means nothing, dude. I'm concerned. I'm more concerned about like what you admitted to doing. You approach the person based on the color of his skin, call him all kinds of trope dope names, and basically like discriminate it. I want to know those cases. I really hope justice comes to light with that. I want every case that she's been on with a black person to be freaking like looked at. That's what I want. You know, I just want justice, man. Anyway, all right, Cap. I'll see you. And yeah. You guys be safe out there. Audio shadow banned audio.